god, I'm gonna die. Welcome to day 2 of me celebrating Ensemble's 9th anniversary by ranting about it like a fucking idiot. Okay, so we've taken away the second starry stage to really show the eccentrics. I love them so much. Please help. Ooh, can you see my shirt? Ooh, you can see me moving. Hi, hey, cuts off right at my head, which is perfect. Okay, so today I'm gonna be not shutting up about units. Like, my first impression and current impression, I think, is what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna try to have some sort of format for this because I always have a lot of thoughts, especially because it's ensemble and it gets like really chaotic. Yeah, impressions, also favorite songs. I do want to talk about the songs. Not super in depth, but I think it's gonna be inevitable if I'm talking about like their music style and such. I'm gonna be going over them in order. So, like, chronologically when the units debuted, right? It might be a long ride, though, so, because there are a lot of units now, so that's, my water's back, and buckle up, I guess. Trickstar! The OG Protag group! Oh my god, when I say they just reminded me of Muse from Love Live, I don't know what it is, but idol Protag groups have the same vibe for the most part. And the same type of music, kind of. Right? It's like normal, cutesy, energetic pop music. Sometimes with some violins. It's like non-fantasy slice of life vibes, right? So Trickstar, Muse, Idolish 7 is another Protag group. Oh my god, how do we pronounce the group from ichu? I always just say foof, but you know what I mean? It's kind of the same-ish, kind of. And I tend not to like that kind of stuff. Like, not that it's bad. It's not because it's bad, but ever since I was young, I liked rock and classical music and not happy songs, like positive stuff. So the whole, like, bubbly positive vibe wasn't really doing it for me. Now, it doesn't mean I hate the characters, though, because at least to me, like, the unit as a whole and the individual members are two separate issues. They really did grow on me, though. Even as a whole unit, they're the big dumb group, and I love them for it. They're so precious. Their music, I think I'll just do, like, top 3 favorites for all the units. That makes sense, right? But whether or not I can actually decide on, like, the ranking depends on the songs, probably. But for Trickstar, I surprisingly liked Rebellion Star. I don't know what it is, but the energy, it wasn't, like, too positive. I don't know what I mean by too positive. It is positive. I don't know. Either way, I like the song. Fuck it. I still like that song to this day. I do. That used to be my number 1 back in the day. And then Breakthrough came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So that one became... But then Infinite Star also came out. And that one, I wouldn't put it in the top, but it is still really good. That one makes me really emotional. The piano in it is so good, and it makes me cry. Oh my god. You want to make me cry, you put piano in it. But I do like it. But then, Daydream Reality came out in the second game. Dude, that song! I can say with confidence, that's my favorite Trickstar song. So for them, definitely, number 1 is Daydream Reality, then Breakthrough, then Rebellion Star. Oh, do not talk to me about Fee! Okay, that's not fair. All right. Okay, at first, I actually thought they were interesting. I didn't hate them at all. Because, again, this was the very beginning, right? Before anything about the past came out. I thought it was interesting that we had an idol group whose theme was orchestra. Because I liked classical music. But they were supposed to be the rival group, pretty much, right? The evil student council, right? Which I didn't mind that they were supposed to be the bad guys in the story. Because you're always going to have the rivals and or villains in idol stuff, right? But then we find out what happened. And then I was like, okay, fuck this. I do still like how they were supposed to be this evil angelic group. I still think that's really interesting. Like, my nickname for them used to be, like, Demonic Angels, something like that, for that reason. I'm just super petty and grudgy, so that's a personal problem, due to them. If, like, if you know. Like, music-wise, I didn't have early stuff that super caught my attention. Because it was almost like Trickstar's music, except a little more angelic. Which, again, not a bad thing. I think it kind of makes sense that they would start out having similar styles-ish, because it's supposed to be, like, evil controlling party and then like the rebels, but they're opposites, but then they have like a similar, I don't know, it sounds like it makes sense to me. Until Neo Sanctuary came out, that song was unfair. Like to this day, that is my favorite Fine song. And then later Rainbow Circus and Tempest Night came out, and I was like, what are these songs? I do love them because they were such a departure from their usual style, but no, again, Neo Sanctuary still beats them in my mind, honestly. And when I tell you the live performance of those songs, so Rainbow Circus and Tempest Night, in the 4th Starry stage, I forgot which day they were, but the 4th one, oh, it was so good. I do hope they come back to perform stuff like Neo Sanctuary and Feathers of Arc, because Feathers of Arc is another good one too. That one really does feel like there are like rays from heaven shining down. It's super. I know I dislike them overall, but it doesn't mean their music can't be good. Oh my god, wow! I forgot about their Halloween song, the Ghostic Treathouse. How could I forget? I actually really love that song. Dude, the xylophone in that song, I think it's a xylophone. It's so good. Oh, like the break is so good. Okay, so I guess, like I said, I might not know if I can put the top 3 in order, but for Trickstar and Fine, like I know for sure. So number 1 is Neo Sanctuary, then Ghostic Treathouse, and then Feathers of Arc. There you go. But yeah, I may not enjoy seeing them, but I do love some of their songs, of course. And when it comes to live performances, I actually want to see them again. I love all the voice actors in Fine. This is I'm not going to talk about the characters in this one, but I'm just going to quickly mention because I mentioned the voice actors. Eiichi's voice actor Midorikawa is an absolute gem. I love him so much. Yeah. Ooh, Akatsuki! So I said in the last video that I've been playing ichu, right? So when I saw them, I was like, they're just Tenjo Tenge. And I love them for it. But also, I'm a big, like, I don't know if I love Naruto, and I love Akatsuki from Naruto, so I'm like, oh man, they have the same name! This is interesting! But yeah, back to fucking Tenjo Tenge. Because, like, until that point, I hadn't really seen units be, like, specialized, especially for Wahoo music. So that's, like, traditional Japanese style, right? Other than Tenjo Tenge. Like, sure, there were other idol series around, but they were usually about one protag group, and then maybe one or a few rival groups, and they didn't have, like, a genre or theme, like, a strict, genre or theme assigned to them. You know what I mean? Not to the extent that Ensemble does. They looked really cool too, and their first song, dude, that first song took me out. I wasn't expecting such heavy drums from them. Like, I thought it would be purely Wahoo, but it's more like Wahoo rock, and that made me think of the band Kagra, which I love and still listen to. Like, rest in peace, Ishii, by the way. What a legend. But yeah, to this day, their very first song, Hyakaryoran, is one of my favorites in the entire series. Like, I wouldn't say it's number 1 anymore to me, only because more bangers came out over the years. But it's still pretty good. It's still up there. Because soon they started going through this, like, Japanese swing music phase, which I loved it. I don't know where it came from, but I loved it. Like, Zan Ketsui no Yaiba is also really good. Ooh! But then, like, the new game came out, and then they released shit like Akatsuki Iroha Uta and Gekko Kita! Oh! Those songs. Oh, especially Gekko Kita! Like, that song gave me 90s K-drama vibes for some damn reason. I don't know why. It has nothing to do with that, but I also loved how emotional it was. Oh, it's so good! But then their anime ending, Gekka Muso Kurenai no Mai, is so good. Like, that's one of my favorite endings from the show. Like, in general. Because I loved how it kind of took us back to their debut song, like the same style, which makes sense because, like, the anime was going over the beginning of the story, so that makes sense. But still, it was really, really good. And another song I super love that's more recent is Konchiki Seiya Yumebutai. I was just listening to it last night too. It's so good. I just have a soft spot for shamisen because I love string instruments in general. I mean, I also played, like, the guitar. I used to be a guitarist in the band, so I'm just very biased. And also the kakengoe, which is like that shouting that they have in a lot of their songs. Ooh, it's so good. It just gives me so much energy and motivation. I love it. I love them so much. So clearly I love their music. I love most of their stuff. They have a pretty good hit rate with me. Even though there's like the one song I'm iffy about, which is Summerbird. Even that one, I still love the instruments in that. So it's not like I hate it or anything. You know? It's just I like everything else better. So yeah, love all their stuff. But top 3? God, for Akatsuki, I can't really decide on the order. Because I love most of their songs equally. Okay. But it has to be, again, not in order, but Konjiki, Gekkamuso, and Gekko Kitan, I have to say. But how do I feel about them as a whole nowadays? Like, especially after I found out about their part in the war. I mean, I'm not as mad about them as Fine by any means. I don't have an aversion to them or anything. I don't even joke about, like, hating them like I do with Fine. So it's mostly fine. I do still side-eye Keito, but we're not talking about that today. Overall, they're actually, in my top 5 units, pretty sure, because I love them so much. They have to be. Let me talk to you about UNDEAD! Okay, I knew the moment I saw them, I'd like them immediately. Yeah, I thought I'd like Akatsuki. But UNDEAD? A vampire rock group? If that isn't half my aesthetic. And I was right. I love them ever since. And, like, if anything, I've loved them more as time went on. Their very first song, Melody in the Dark, is still so fucking iconic, especially at concerts. Like, it gets fans excited and engaged. It's so good. I tend to like most of their songs, so there are only a few or just one. No, there has to be like maybe 2, I don't know, that I don't super vibe with, but overall love all their stuff, right? So, of course, my favorite used to be Melody in the Dark. I think a lot of people love that one. But then Gate of the Abyss came out. Ooh, that one, I still love that one to this day. Ooh, another song that came out around that time that I love even more than some of the previous songs that I never see anyone talking about, probably because it's not in the game, is Darkness 4. It's a much quieter and slower song, but for some reason it's really up there for me. I really love that one. So if you've never heard Darkness 4, I mean, look, I know it's slow, but like, please give it a try. Please, I love it. And then the anime came out, and then their ending song, Immoral World. That was also one of my favorite endings from the show for the same reason, because it, again, it took me back to the days of Melody in the Dark. So yeah, of course I really liked it. And then Nightless World, I have to love that one. Absolutely good. And then one of the more recent songs, Resurrection of Soul. That's another song that took me back to the early days. It really made me remember like yes, they're a vampire rock unit, and don't you ever forget it. It's so good. Ooh, top 3 though? I can't. I love them too much. I can't rank these. I can't. I'm like losing the ability to rank them now, like I was able to do with Trickstar and Fine, because they're all so fucking good. If I had to pick, sorry. If I had to pick 3, it'd be Resurrection of Soul, Darkness 4, and Immoral World. I love Darkness 4 that much. When I tell you, look, just give it a try. Like, I'm sorry, Melody in the Dark is still iconic, but like other songs came out and I'm sorry. But yeah, absolutely love them, and I'm sure I always will. Never gonna stop loving them. They're so good. Oh, my tragic bun buns! Okay, so honestly, at first, I was like, oh, they're cute, but they're supposed to be the cute ones of the game, and I usually don't like the cutesy groups. Again, I don't usually like the energetic, happy stuff. However, they've grown on me a lot over the years, both thanks to the story and the music. Like, when I tell you Rabbids is another reason why I got issues with Fine. But also I have to give credit to the voice actors, because they're also a big reason why I finally got sold on Rabbids. I really appreciate and respect their energy on stage, except for that one who we don't talk about. If you follow voice actor news, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Daiki's great though. Welcome to the ensemble family. Welcome. You're doing great. Now, do they have a good hit rate with me? Honestly, mostly no. I do love some of their earlier songs, like Melty Kitchen's really cute. Love Rabbids Party's really fun. Joyful Box is a good song, but for story reasons, that song is depression for me, so... My absolute favorite, though, and I don't think this is going to be surprising to anyone, is Fall in Love, It's Wonderland. But also, I'm a sucker for the Alice in Wonderland aesthetic in general, so that didn't really help. But what is surprising is that I also really like Milky Starry Charm. I just really like how calm and magical it is. Like, I think I just really love either really intense or really calming songs. And there's no in between, maybe. I don't know, we'll see how the rest goes, but that's what it's starting to feel like. So my top 3 would be, well, my favorite I know for sure is Fall in Love with the Wonderland, right? And then Milky Starry Charm, I really do like that one. And then Melty Kitchen. But yeah, I love them now. We support the Bun Bun Boys here. I will not accept any rabbit slander. Ryuuseitai! Oh my god. Okay, I know I said I don't like positive or energetic shit, but the literal Power Rangers is a whole other story. So if you don't know, I'm a huge lover of this kind of like Saturday morning justice shit, and Ryuuseitai always delivers. Dude, even just thinking about them makes me so happy and motivated. Oh. I already knew I loved them when I realized what their whole shtick was, and I've only grown to love them more. They're so good. Most of their music is pretty much this on the same level because I like all their songs, except for the few that will be my top 3. One of them being Suisei Halation. When that song came out, I lost my mind. Like, well, first of all, also being a Love Live fan, I was like, Snow Halation. I think everyone made that joke. but the song itself, I was like, this sounds like my childhood. I fucking love it. And then their most recent song, their trip song, New Daybreak. Oh, it's so good! I think I've already talked about this on Twitter, but like, it has a slightly different vibe. It's still so Sentai Justice Battle, but it's not just pure, like, positivity. Because that song, the way it's the melody is, it sounds like they went through this arduous all-night battle that was like actually life or death, but they won, they all survived, and it sounds like, you know, one of those like scenes in anime where the fight's over and the sun's rising and the heroes are watching as the sun rises. That's what it sounds like, and I love it for that. It's so good. Okay, so that's 2 songs. And they're my top 3. The last one, I have to say Colors Are Eyes. Oh, like, I'm sorry to the early songs. I do really still love them. Like, Supernova Revolution Star is super, super great, but I have to give credit to Colors Are Eyes. I love the sounds in that one so much. Oh my god. I can't rank these, though. I just love them a lot. So that's it. That's the 3. They're just my precious Power Rangers, and I'm always gonna love them. Oh, bless. Twink. I think the dub calls it Two Wink, which makes sense, but that name, we saw that name, we all thought the same thing. But aside from that, like, there's always gotta be twins, right? I say always, but again, I was thinking this as someone who was playing ichu, which also had a twin unit. And then later on, there were twins in Tsukipara, but I really have to stop bringing them up. I'll be honest, they didn't super catch my eye. They were just the twin unit in terms of music, not character wise, because character and story wise, I found them very entertaining. But for a long time, I just knew them as, like, the Vocaloid unit. Because their music sounded like Vocaloid shit. Which I was right, because some of their songs were written by KZ, so no wonder. But, like, unfortunately, that style isn't super my jam. Even actual KZ, I think I'm very sorry, KZ. It's not like KZ's bad. Like, I'm sorry! I do appreciate them more after all these years, though, because they came out with songs like Fighting Dreamer, which I actually really like, because it reminds me of the World Cup, and I used to love, like, watching that shit so much. Like, I would go to the local restaurant that was showing the matches, this Korean restaurant, and I was dressed in, like, the red Korean team merch and everything. Oh my god! Their later songs, like Turbulent Storm and Love Me Monster, were also really good. Those were appealing to me. Loved it a lot. But my most favorite is actually their trip song, Twinkle Kuchu-sen. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy it so much, and it makes me so happy. And it's just a great workout song too, because I've been trying to work out, and that one gets me going. So yeah, number 1 is. So, like, for the top 3, right? Number 1 is definitely Kuchu-sen, then Love Me Monster, and then Turbulent Storm, for sure. As I said, definitely love them more now. I have no issues with them. They're just our fun little mischievous twin bats, and I will not accept slander for them either. Oh my god, Knights. Okay, when I tell you that back in the day, they used to be, like, my 3rd favorite unit. But also they reminded me of Lancelot, which is another unit in ichu. I'm like, I'm sorry, I keep comparing, but that's what I thought when I first saw them. I can't help it. Not because they have the same vibe. They're totally different from in terms of vibe. Because Lancelot was not all about chivalry. Knights is what I call gentleman pop, right? And I still like them to this day. It's just that, other units debuted over the years. But can I tell you, it wasn't their first song, which was Voice of Sword, that caught me. It was Fight for Judge. That damn song was my absolute favorite Knight song for years. All the way until, Mystic Fragrance came out, kind of. I mean, Fight for Judge is still my number one favorite, but the songs in between, like Grateful Allegiance and Article of Faith, are also really good. But there was something about Fight for Judge that I loved so much that I just couldn't let go. Mystic Fragrance, though, oh, it's so Vogue, and I love the Black Swan lyrics. It's easily number 2, superb song. The only recent song that super caught my attention because there's multiple or The Beautiful Golden Drop, which wow, long title. And Luminous Crown is also really good. I know Golden Drop sounds really cool. I love the backing track, but Luminous Crown just sounds very nice, and I love that. Because what I loved about their music initially was the way their songs, I don't know what it is, but their songs make you want to do this, wave your hands like you would at a concert, and I just really like that, and Luminous Crown does that for me. It has that same vibe. It's so good. I think I already said Fight for Judge is my number 1, Mystic Fragrance is number 2, and number 3 has to be Luminous Crown. Golden Drop's great, but Luminous Crown, it has the OG Knights vibe. I love it, and now my voice is, I need water. I think it's fair to say that I've never disliked them. I never went through an era where I lost interest in them, so I think no, I like them the same as I did in the beginning. So that concludes the OG unit. And now we start moving into the ones that debuted afterwards. Oh my lord! Valkyrie! Anyone who knows me, or even if you've seen any of my other ensemble videos, you know I do not shut up about Valkyrie. This unit is my entire fucking life! Do you see, they're the only ones I buy CDs for. I mean, this isn't it's an exception. We're gonna get to you. I remember so vividly when they debuted. In-game, they had released just, the silhouette of the new unit. And I'm like, oh my god, new people, what is this? And it's just 2 members? And then their first song, their debut song, Miwakugeki. Oh, it came out and that shit knocked me out! And their outfits! Oh my god! And then I saw the voice actors for the characters, and I was like, the people from Prince of Tennis? They're in some steampunk renaissance idol group? What are you talking about? Now, I did compare this to yet another unit from ichu, which is Reberserk. I wouldn't call Reberserk entirely steampunk, but they were certainly giving, gothic Lolita fashion. Look at this shit. Okay, so I said earlier, Undead is half my aesthetic, right? This is my other half. Because if you know me, in real life, you know that I either dress like a vampire or a steampunk magical girl, or some combination. My god. And on top of that, their debut song was written by Alley Project, a group in real life that I actually love. No, I remember listening to that song non-fucking stop, ice skating to it all the time. And it's not like the CD was even out yet, if I remember. Because this was right when the unit was released in-game, and the only way to listen to the song was to, buy the song in the game with the coins or whatever it was, the in-game currency that's, the coin shop, right? That's how I listened to it. It was over for me. And they have, since then, never released a bad song. Ever. Physically impossible for them. Because other units I really like tend to have over a 90% hit rate with their music, but not 100%. Because there's always that 1 or 2 songs that I don't totally vibe with. But this unit, 100%. I love all their songs. So it's really hard to pick an absolute favorite. I know I did that tier list that included most of their songs. I don't remember exactly the details. I don't think my opinion has changed drastically since then. Because they didn't release anything since Trip. And I made that video right before Trip came out. But we'll see. We'll see how my train of thought goes today. So what I say today might differ from that tier list. I don't know. I'm just saying. But god, their music! Again, I mentioned before, I grew up liking both both rock and classical music. I don't say that like I have a deep knowledge of classical because I don't know what the fuck it was when I was young. I just knew that I liked it. But my entire life, oh, my voice, my favorite instruments were, of course, the guitar, because I played it. That's why I ended up playing it. And the harpsichord, because like I said, string instruments in general are my favorite. But those are my favorite instruments overall. So the fact that this unit wore steampunk shit, had music that involved violins, but in a different way from the previous units, you know, like Trickstar Phoenix sometimes use violin, Undead sometimes use violin. No, this was a different violin. And some of their songs have harpsichord. Perfection. Like the most perfect idol unit I've ever seen. Oh my god, do not let me talk anymore about them. This is supposed to be about everyone. I'm just being so biased. But they're so top tier though. Like, look, I love not only their aesthetic, but also that it's not just about the music. It's about artistry. Cause I'm also an artist in more ways than one. So the outfits, the choreography, the lyrics, the composition, the stage, it's all supposed to build a work of art called a performance. And I really love it. I mean, like, all the units try to, you know, make it look as good as possible and put together. But Valkyrie really puts an emphasis on it being a work of art. And as someone who used to be an art major, I really, that really hit me, like, right in the heart. But yeah, back to their music. I mean, I can't possibly go through all their discography because we're going to be here all day. And I don't have all day. I don't have all health. I will say, though, I'm pretty sure I said this in their trip thing, but I just love so much that their music sounds like radiant antiquity. And their lyrics, filled with both foreign words and antiquated Japanese vocabulary, and they're singing about, like these fantastical situations, kings and marionettes. It's just so beautiful. Like, please, I love them so much. Help! Okay, so obviously I love all their music. So I think I'm gonna just go straight into the top three, and of course, I can't rank these, of course, because they're all beautiful. But this one, Meikyu Denshi Kairo! Dude, this song really punched me in the face. That was the first time you've ever heard a beat like that in a Valkyrie song. And there's a choir in it, and the lyrics. No, instantly loved. Then we got Gaisenka. That's their anime ending, which is unsurprisingly my favorite of those endings. That one, similarly to like Akatsuki and Undead, the ending songs, then also took me back to the early Valkyrie days. Cause like, that's when their songs felt like a regally domineering. Early Valkyrie was very much, it's like, consider yourself blessed merely for being able to witness our artistry. And the last one, I have to say, oh my god, I have to say their Halloween song, Koyoi Tsuki no Yakata ni Te. I'm pretty sure that's in this one. That's why I lost my marbles at this, right? Is it or is it not? Yeah, it's right here. Man, Memoir Antique is also really good, and their old Phoenix songs, Jesus Christ. But the Halloween song, though, which I personally translate the title as The Lunar Manor, but I don't work for them, so, you know. But yeah, as someone whose favorite holiday is Halloween, and a Valkyrie EP, this song is a no-brainer. And it's my favorite ensemble Halloween song. The instruments and the fucked up lyrics are top tier. I'm sorry I'm not mentioning like Shukufuku no Library, written by the illustrious Akiko Shikata. Oh my god, her music is so fucking good. I still listen to Artonelico songs to this day. Oh my god. Also other songs that Ali Project has written. I feel like it's almost sacrilege that Akant isn't in the top three, because I know how much that song affected the fandom. I was affected too. I believe the English server is still going through that event. It is a beautiful song, written by my favorite cellist, Kano Wakeshima. It's just that I like the other ones more. I'm so sorry. It doesn't mean I dislike them. It doesn't. But I'm sorry. So that's that. But I do also want to do an honorable mention, because I think I forgot about the song in the tier list last time. And I feel like it gets forgotten by others as well, because it's another song that's not in the game. But Uruwashi no Nightingale. I think it's in the same single as Akant. It's such an emotional song, and the break is so good. Please find it and listen to it somehow if you haven't already. It's really good. Okay, so the other unit that debuted in 2016. This one, I was kind of confused at first. honestly, because their music felt kind of similar to Twink in that it sounded like Vocaloid music, except less KZ and more, I don't know, Dixie Flatline maybe. I did think it was interesting that they were supposed to be like magicians, yet had such dancey music. It's a wizard nightclub is what it is. In the early days, I did like our Emerald Planet. It was cute. No, that wasn't their debut song, I don't think. That was a bit after. And then a few more for years later, Homoi no Kakera came out. And if you see me play the game, you know that song is my favorite Switch song. I believe I mentioned why as well, but like the way it's cute, happy, and sad all together just really gets me. But also Sora in that video makes me want to cry. That and Brilliant Smile, that's another one that's really good. But their most recent song from the Trip album, 7 Days Prince Magic, so good. Again, you already know if you watch me play or if you watch the Trip video, but that song has a nostalgic style to it, and I just super really love it. Again, well, it still doesn't beat Omoi no Kakera for me, but I do like it better than Brilliant Smile. So that means number 1, Omoi no Kakera. Number 2 is 7 Days Prince Magic, and then 3 is Brilliant Smile. Lovely. Easy beans. Them as a unit, though, I mean, I used to be a bit iffy about them because of their role in the war. I have to say it like that every time. But still nothing against them as a whole. Mama. That's the one I said that had the Yakuza and cop parents last time. This one was a weird debut, because I immediately saw the voice actor and I said, Hajime? I did think it was super interesting that he was some kind of like cowboy sheriff. But also a solo unit? See, that was absolutely unheard of, because solo units were, like, illegal at this school. It just turns out he's too powerful for even age. But because of the design, I was expecting country music. You know what I mean? But that is absolutely not what we got! We did get some acoustic guitars, but he tends to have some interesting instruments in his song, because his whole theme isn't being a sheriff, it's just festivals. Which is really super cute. I just never would have guessed that from the outfit, right? Is what I'm saying. His songs are really cute and uplifting. It's just, I just unfortunately don't vibe with it much. I know for sure there are people out there who absolutely love him and his music. Like, blessed. That's great, because I feel really bad if there weren't. And this is just in general, I'm really glad that there are units, characters, and songs for everyone. I don't want anyone to feel left out. I mean, I do like blasting his New Year song every year, so there's that. He still deserves a top 3 though. He's great. So, I think my number 1 is easily his ending song, Yukai Tsukai, That's Alright. Because how could I say no to those goddamn bagpipes? Dude, when I tell you, I had to do a double take and rewind when his ending started playing in the anime for the first time, because I was like, there's no fucking way bagpipes are in my ensemble. That was so awesome. Number 2 would be my previous favorite song, Kimi Shirushi Be Ambitious, and then it's Hello New Year. I will say, I do love all the mama puns in his lyrics. They're fantastic. We love mama here. And it's not just because he has the ability to fucking murder me. We continue on with Eden, who was the last to debut in the OG game, so they didn't have many cards in it. This was the only other time, I think, I lost my mind at a new unit since Valkyrie. I didn't lose it as much, but I did really freak out, because I love religion in anime shit, because I'm Catholic. Like, even if it's not accurate, I love seeing how series use it, and Eden is top tier. I love that it's actually made up of units named Adam and Eve, and just, I love it so much. But then I actually started listening to the music, and I was like, what in the Catholic dubstep is this? I like it! You know what they really reminded me of this time? Not ichu, for once, but they were like the trigger of ensemble. Not in terms of music, because they're different, but just like the vibe? Because they have a more serious, like a mature vibe, kind of. Which feels kind of weird to say, because they were still high school kids, but I think you know what I mean, right? Their debut song, The Genesis, went harder than most units. And I was absolutely here for it. Along with all the biblical references in their songs, that CD also came with Ruler's Truth and Trap for You. So I was like, okay, I get what the separate unit styles are about. I see you. I just thought it was really interesting that Adam tended to sing more about the Book of Revelations, which I mean, that was my favorite part of the Bible as a kid. So, and then Eve sang about the theme of luring and such, which I get. Makes sense. But then their first full album came out. I think it was the same time as this. This was like the same round of albums, I think it was. Which, by the way, theirs came so late in the game that it was only a few months before the game split. But that had Dance in the Apocalypse. I lost my damn mind. It was so good. But the voices in this unit, they balance each other out so good. And they work so well together. It's so beautiful to my ears. Dude, that album also had Beast of the End, which is, again, a reference to the Book of Revelations. And I still, to this day, love that song. And this is when I learned that Adam and Eve, when they're separate, I like Adam's style better. Because Eve feels happier, like upbeat, a little lighter tone, right? And that's usually not my vibe. So, Adam. And that's the same year that the anime finally came out. It was 2019. Which, like, now that I think about it, they were postponing it for a long time. If you remember, they announced it like 2 years prior or something like that, and we were waiting for the anime for years. But I think now I can see why. They planned that shit right when the story in-game was also ending, so that makes sense. So, like, the anime and the story in-game would end at the same time, and it would get people ready for the new game and the story. Anyways, with that, their ending song, Awakening Myth, came out, and that's another fucking great song. I mean, I think I actually do like all their songs when they're the full Eden together, because I can't really think of a song I didn't vibe with. Because, dude, Rakuen Suiho, the Faith Conquest song, that instantly became my favorite when it came out. I don't know why, but it did. Oh my god, I'm dying. Help me. Okay, water. Oh, Jesus. I still listen to that song in my free time. Oh my god. But you know one song that's, another song that's not in game, that therefore no one really talks about, is Psyche's Butterfly. I really like that song. But that one actually came out with Exceed, which, again, another excellent song. And then you have their two latest songs. And I'm not counting their Trip song, because I know the digest is out, but the album hasn't released yet, or at least at the time of this recording, it's not out. But yeah, their last two were Deep Eclipse and Absolute Perfection. You know it. I love them both so much. Because Deep Eclipse was interestingly quiet, but it's still good. It's really pretty. The music video is really pretty too. But like, oh my god, speaking of the video, oh my god, wait. Dude, I saw the Hebrew writing on the pillars behind them and I screamed. I can't tell you if it's accurate, but I was impressed. But yeah, Absolute Perfection was also kind of quiet. Like the verses are quiet. But god, it's so pretty and it's just so good. The vocals were immaculate as always. Like, in fact, I'd say in terms of vocals, Eden is my favorite unit. Like, their harmonies are so good, especially because like Suabe's in there and he always takes the lower octave. Oh my god, they're so good. I love them so much. So for top three, god, I drank water. Why are you doing this, throat? For top three, I won't be able to rank Eden songs. They're all so good. But Faith Conquest is in there for sure. Dance in the Apocalypse and Absolute Perfection. I have to give it to Absolute Perfection. That song lives up to its title. I will also mention, because this is like a special case, that Adam and Eve's respective Valentine songs are my favorites from them. Ibara's voice in Melting Rouge Soul is just, like, if you heard that song, you know. I don't even need to explain it. And if you don't know, please listen to it. Oh my god. A Ruby Love also, like, again, the vocals. Like, Hana and Uchida are so fucking good at what they do. No. And now the most recent ones. I'm gonna start with Alkaloid, because I love them so fucking much. I said this already for their Trip album, but I'll say it again. It's been a few months, right? I just like Valkyrie. They have 100% hit rate with their music for me. All their songs, love. Not a single song where like, I think it doesn't vibe. No. Oh, did I like them at first? No, honestly. I did think their theme was super interesting, like they're supposed to be card soldiers, but also we're getting a second rock group, like what's going on? I'm definitely repeating myself again, I remember saying this, but they are what I call struggle rock. I didn't appreciate their music until I really started listening, and now look at me. Like, they're the group, if I were to, and I think about this a lot, if I were to assign a Vocaloid producer to them, I would say Neru. And I'm sorry, Neru. I know he actually likes rabbits. He said once that if he wanted to write a song for ensemble, he would want to write a rabbit song. I'm really sorry, dude. But if anyone's gonna sing about depressing shit, it's them. Now, the only difference is that while Alkaloid does sing about struggling, it's not just that. It's more like this situation sucks, but we're gonna fight. And I really respect that. In that way, their music is also really motivating for me, honestly. So when I'm feeling down, like when I feel like I'm struggling, which I mean, I struggle every day, let's be real. Dude, like the other day, when I tell you, I had to snake crawl my way throughout the house because I couldn't stand up. And like in those kind of times, I will listen to Alkaloid's music because they're just like, yeah, this sucks right now. We gotta keep going, we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna make it. And I just really love that. I think I previously mentioned what songs I like from them, but just in case it's changed, Blackout Seesaw, easily my number one. Now before that, I mean, I don't know, their debut song, Kiss of Life, is actually pretty good. But before Blackout Seesaw, my number one was Your Speculation. That and Living on the Edge. And Distorted Heart. Oh my god, yes, and Believe 4 Leaves! That one is so good! But Blackout Seesaw, by the one and only TK? A masterpiece! Look, I've seen the fucking Japanese and Korean comments coming after this song. It's not a lot. It's not like the whole community hates it or whatever. By no means. But I've seen them talking about either the mixing of the song or how the wakaka part is weird. I actually, to this day, I don't know what that part is about. But, fuck it, I like it. I love that song so much. And I will just occasionally rant about its lyrics. Like, that song changed my life. So yeah, that's number one. Number two is then Your Speculation, because that was my previous number one. And number three has to be Living on the Edge. Look, I love my Card Sons, and we support them here as well. I just can't believe their story is ending. It's already been like 4 years? Oh god. Or actually, it might have ended already by the time this comes out. The Matrix event might have ended already, but oh my god! And finally, the bees. Crazy Bee! Honestly, when the two new units were announced, that's really hard to say. Fuck me, 2 new units? Ugh. I liked Crazy Bee more for the music, because Crazy Roulette was and is still such a good song. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. I feel like I have. But that was the song that I felt like my K-pop friends would like. And I was right. But as much as I liked it, I was like, why do we have another pop group? I mean, similar to Adam, they do have a more mature feel, especially since they were seemingly all about gambling. But to be fair, it's not like the same exact vibe as the other pop groups, at least in the beginning. Like, you kind of knew when you heard a Crazy Bee song, I think, right? But my favorite one, after all these years, I don't know if I'm going to go through their whole discography, but my favorite one has to be either, I really like Noisy Beep, and Yubisaki no Ariadone. Is it, how do you pronounce that in English? Is it like Ariadne? Is it Ariadne? Or is it like Ariadne or Ariadne or something? I don't know. Because English pronounces stuff really fucking weird. But that one, I really do love that song. It was such a departure from their previous songs. And I love the strings and the accordion in it. Oh, I don't know if I can choose. And therefore, I don't think I will. I love both these songs. So we have, Yubisaki no Ariadone, Noisy Beep, and then, actually, Helter Spider. I love that one a lot. And I swear it's not just because it's a Halloween song. Like, the distorted vibes, the distorted sounds in that song, I really liked it. And the heavy beat was really cool. The chorus is great. The quiet break, it's all good, dude. I do like them for the most part, but in terms of music, it's definitely not 100% with me. Only because they're a very summer group, right? I think they've become a very summer group. And if you know me, I don't like summer style music. If they had more stuff that's like Crazy Roulette and like Risky Venus, maybe. But you know what? Asakami, Rinne's voice actor, did say that he likes how Crazy Bee isn't restricted to a certain style, and that's why he loves his unit. And you know what? I respect that. Okay, so that's it for like the main units. Surprise, bitch! No, it's not. This is the next day, cause I was about to fall asleep last night, and then I was like, fuck, Double Face! I forgot about Double Face! Oh my god, how dare I? Like, of all the units to forget about, it has to be the one unit that's capable of murder, right? Yeah. Lovely. You can tell it's the morning because I can barely. See, that's more than. That's still more than I could do when I woke up. I can't look. My joints suck. Anyways. Alright. Double face. The murder unit. I think I was just really taken aback and confused by this unit when it was announced because it felt like a shuffle or a temp unit. It had, yeah, right, but except it wasn't. I don't know. I really like the vibe of it though. Definitely giving Secret Mission, but not all their music was the same style as their debut song which I really liked. Oh, it was so what a jam that is. I can't say I liked all their songs, but I didn't really dislike any of them either. They didn't even have that many songs, did they? It doesn't feel like it. It's still a shame that they disbanded. Like in the end, they did kind of end up being a temp unit, didn't they? I do still have a top 3 for them though. So number 1 definitely is sadly their last song. Buddy. It's such a good song. It's like that's kind of like what I wanted from Double Face since their debut. Like that's the vibe I wanted. I wish they had more songs like that. Yeah, that video. It's so fun, so bittersweet. The melody itself, the instruments. Oh, it's all so good. It's all great. Oh my god. Number 2 is definitely their trip song Nebula, written by the legendary band Mook. You can tell it's their song too. It's just so pretty. I love the piano, the sad, serene feeling it has, and then the guitar hits in the break, and it's just so absolutely superb. Oh yeah, number 3. And number 3 is definitely Stippling. It's a really chill song. It's quiet, but it's so pretty. The strings and the percussion. Ooh, so good. Also, they both have like really, how to explain it, like light, thin voices. So it works really well together. But yeah, I gotta take my medicine now because I actually can't walk right now. So bye for real this time. Yep. I also want you to know that I had Stippling playing. I thought it was on auto. I used 10 BP for it because the content event is about to end like today or something. And it wasn't on auto. I fucking wasted 10 BP for no reason. Fuck me.